Hello dear. So today we are going to start with the with certain things which we missed for the pre-basics, and then we will slowly step into basics batch. So the first thing to notice is how to hold the pencils. Okay, so just use these two fingers, the thumb and the pointing fingers, and to hold the pencil, and the third finger, the middle finger, for supporting the pencil. Okay, middle finger and the other two also. So this is the right proper way to hold a pencil, which will enable us to move our wrist in any angle and make it possible to draw more freely. So for the little ones, if you can correct them from the beginning, it will be very easy. Or if the kid is up to 8 or 9 age, it will be difficult for them to change the way they hold the hand. So you can try, but I'm not sure how much they are able to do that. If you can always give it a try, if they are able to do, it's better for them. So for the little ones, you always note how they are holding the pencil, and do help them to hold it properly. Another thing to notice is how they are keeping their hand on the table. Okay, so that is also another important thing, whether they are using right hand or left hand. When they are drawing this way, keeping the paper here, and you can just observe the angle of my hand. That is right. Okay, now some kids keep their that elbow area on the table and use the hand in a angular way, horizontal way towards the paper, and start drawing. This is really not fair. Okay, so always tell them to keep the hand straight towards them, like vertical towards them, not in a horizontal way towards them. Okay, so you can see this is the right way, holding the pen, holding like this way, not on the table. Okay, so now we are starting to the beginners batch. Okay, so you can give the title as beginners basics batch. So this is the first batch where we are slowly stepping into theory part. Initially we are not focusing on the, for the pre-basic beginners, we are not focusing on this theory parts and all, but once they are into basic beginners, you can slowly give them the theories and make them understand everything as well. Okay, and this batch is basically for the kids about 6 years actually, because we are doing this some part of theory and all for them to understand. I think mostly the average age we need is a 6 years old kid. Okay, so any and it has no limit, because the theory you need to teach this basics even if the kid is joining for an advanced batch, because this is a stepping thing. First you need to start from the first step before getting to the final step. So definitely, so if a kid of age 14 joining for an advanced batch, still you can take 1 day to complete this beginners basics theory part. So it is really important for them as well. So you can use this, so there is no age limit to that. Still, if you want to categorize the age group, maybe 6 to 8 or up to 9, you can start them from the beginners basics batch. And it's again according to the capability of the kid. If they are really doing nice, some kids of age 7 can really do nicer than 14-year kid. Okay, so according to their capability you better categorize. Okay, so now we are starting with the theory part of basic elements art. So first one is the elements of art. Okay, you can mark the title as elements of art, and there are 7 elements of art is there. And these 7 elements, if you see any picture, these 7 elements are really important, and also you can notice that how you use these 7 elements determine the beauty and quality of your drawings. Okay, so I will just name the first 7 elements. The first one is a line, the second one is a shape, and third one is color, and fourth one is space, and fifth one is texture, Then sixth one is value, and seventh one is form. You cannot all these seven elements of art, but for the basic beginners, we will be focusing on the first three elements of art, okay, because that is the most basic elements, as well as this is the most easy thing for the little ones to understand. So we are focusing on the first three elements initially: the line, shape, and color. The remaining three we will be completing on the elementary and intermediate batch, moving forward like that, okay. So again, let's focus on the first three elements of art, and the first one we will learn one by one, okay. So the first one is the line, okay. So what is a line? You need to just, this is all things for yourself only. If the kid understand, you can teach them, but no need to take down the notes and by heart it, nothing like that, just for understanding, but you need to learn it so well so you can explain to them, okay. So the line, basically the line is the most important or the very basic element of art, or we can say like the foundation of any art, any drawing, any painting, let it be, but line is the most important element. Why? Because we need to mark a line to begin an art. So that is as it is, that is the basic element. So basically, what is a line? If you say, line is a mark on a surface. You can see on the paper we can mark anything, and that makes a line. Okay, so the for the description or the uh, explanation of a line, you can say like, it is the mark made on a surface, or you can say like, it's a moving point. See, this is a, if you make a point on the surface of a paper or a wall or a floor, wherever the surface is, you are making a point, and that point is making a point, and that point is moving, and by the movement a path is making, so that is a point. So that is a line, okay. So what to note down is, the line is a mark on a surface, and also it can be explained as a moving, the path made by a moving point. So, as we explained, this is the basic or the fundamental element of art. You can note these points for yourself. No need to make the kids note down all these things. You can just explain them and make them understand. That's enough. No need to provide notes and all for them. Just focus on the drawing part only for the kids. Okay. So, but you can explain them and you can make them clear what it is and all. Exactly, no need to give the notes and all. This is for yourself. So next time, when after a while, maybe if you keep on doing one class, after that you will forget these points. So just to brush up your own lessons, you can keep it noted. After that, another one attribute under the topic line is the line quality. Okay, so the line quality or the quality of a line is again split into two. If I say the description, the line quality means the thickness of the line or the width of a line. Okay, so you can note down the term line quality, and it is mean by the thickness or thinness of a line. How thick one line, how thin one line determines the quality of that line. Okay, so it is determined by the thickness or thinness of a line. So you can just explain like the line quality and make a thick line to show them, and you can also draw a thin line and show them these are the qualities of the line, like how thick you can make and how thin you can make. Like this you can explain to them. Again, no need to note these down for the kids, you can note down for yourself. So once again explaining, you can just imagine a moving point, and that path made by that moving point is called the line. Okay, and it is a mark on the surface, and that is the basic element of drawing or painting or the art. And after that, line quality is determined by the thickness of a line, whether it can be thick or a thin line. Okay, these are the terms line quality and all about line. The next step is the type of lines, which we have already discussed a few in our pre-basics batch. Now we are basics and little bit more theory oriented sessions we are taking, and more they can also grasp. So we will slowly step into the types of lines part. Okay, so from this part is actually what you have to focus. Okay, for the kids, this is exactly what you are going to teach the kids. Okay, so again, the first type of line you can mark like type of lines, and we will explain like 10 12 lines we are going to explain in our session, but there are a lot more that we are not going to focus on all the names, because you can put your own name for the type of lines and all. Okay, so the 10 or 12 basic things we will be just focusing. So the first one is the horizontal line. For pre-basics, we call it sleeping line and all. If the kid is 6 and they already learned it like sleeping line and all, don't force them to change quickly, but slowly you can keep repeating the term horizontal line only, so they will slowly grasp. Within 5 or 6 classes they will also forget the term sleeping line, and they will also start to say like horizontal line. So don't force them, you repeat and they will capture it. Okay, so what's the horizontal and line? How the term horizontal came is from the horizon. Okay, these things are only for you, not for kids to understand. But if any intelligent kids are asking you, you can explain as well. Okay, so the horizontal line means any line parallel to the horizon. If you know the horizon, that is, if you go to the beach and seashore, you can see one extreme end of the your vision, right? That is called a horizontal line. That is called a horizon, and any line parallel to the horizon is a horizontal line. Any line parallel means the line which is exactly the copy paste, it will not merge anywhere, so that is a horizontal line. So once again explaining what is a horizon. So assume if you are standing on a beach, these are the waves, and there's one line you can see on the extreme end of your vision where the sky and earth merges. Okay, that is the horizon. Okay, exactly speaking, where the point where sky and earth meets is a horizon. And that's an illusion as well. That's the perspective illusion actually. That is why explaining all these, because these are important for the perspective drawings which we will be learning in advanced batch. So now itself you can get a knowledge about that. That's why it's explaining this way. Okay, so this is the horizon line, horizontal line or horizon line, and we can put one point here, and that is the vanishing point, because up to that area we can't see anything. So that's a vanishing point, and from vanishing point there comes certain diagonal lines, and you can draw pictures in that. Okay, using that diagonal lines we can draw pictures and all, and that kind of thing is called a perspective drawing. So if you observe some pictures or some perspective drawings, you can see the buildings near are so very big, and as the distance increases it's getting shorter, 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 and finally nothing. So that is the perspective of this vanishing point and horizon. These things we will learn more elaborate on the advanced batch sessions. Okay, so as of now this much is enough, and any line parallel to the horizon is the horizontal line. And it can be any length, it can be of any length, it can be short parallel, horizontal, lengthy horizontal, okay, up to any distance you can extend this horizontal line. And again, for the kids in basic beginners batch also, the practice of the lines are quite important. Let them practice a lot of horizontal line and straight lines. Even if you are joined for fine arts batch also, this is the something which you are going to start your sessions with, doing lines and circles. Okay, so let me start doing the second line, that is a vertical line. Till now we told them this is a standing line. Now we can slowly make them understand that this is the vertical lines. So vertical line is something that is perpendicular to the horizontal line. That means some line that cuts so straight in a 90-degree angle is called a vertical line. So for the horizontal line, if we see it's a line to the straight parallel line to the horizon, and any line from top to bottom cutting straight, not a slanting line, is called a vertical line. So this is what I said, a horizontal line, and one line cutting through the horizontal line in a 90-degree. That's quite mathematical. Maybe we don't need to explain these to the kids. Of course, they don't need all these things, but you can get to know how it comes and why it is and everything. Okay, so that is the vertical line. So it should be exactly vertical only, it should not be slanting, then the angle changes. So make to whenever you are making something in 90-degree to a horizontal line, it becomes a vertical line. Okay, it can be drawn up to down or down to top as well, and the horizontal line can be drawn left to right or right to left as well. Okay, now the third one, we can call it as a diagonal line, which we called a slanting line before. Now also slanting line can be called, it's not a big deal, but we can, the original name is diagonal line. Any line that is not a vertical line or a horizontal line can be a diagonal line. Okay, so there are a lot of options for this slanting line. For horizontal line, it should be just one line in a 0-degree or 180-degree, it must. And for a vertical line, it's a must for a 90-degree. But a diagonal line or a slanting line can be of any angle. Okay, something which is not 90-degree or 0-degree, or what we say, not a horizontal line or a vertical line, is called a slanting line. Okay, so let's draw some examples for diagonal line. Okay, so it can be of any angle. Just making it straight, of course, make it straight. All the horizontal, vertical, and diagonal lines are straight, but can be of any angle. It can be over this way, this way. This is also can be a slanting line, because it's all varies from the horizontal line and vertical line, right? So these all can be a slanting or diagonal line. Okay, maybe for reference you can mark a horizontal line and a vertical line, and after that you can just mark all this slanting line and diagonal line in a different color or more darker one on your notes, so you will get to know. Or you can note the description as any line which is neither horizontal nor vertical. I hope you all are understanding. If any doubts coming in between, or if I'm saying anything wrong, please reach out to me. We can discuss. Now moving towards the fourth important line, that is a curvy line. This one also we have discussed in the pre-basics batch. So the curvy line can be like this way towards up, and a flat curve. This can also be vary from different way. So this is not any line that is not straight can be a curvy line. Okay, so how much curviness, and it all depends upon your requirement, but any line that is not straight can be a curvy line. So these four are the major lines of our art. Okay, so first element line, and these four are the major elements. Why we are saying is, upcoming we are learning a few more lines, which is actually the continuation of or repetition of these four lines. Okay, so I'll just show you. If you are repeating a slanting line, it become a mountain line this way. See, two slanting lines and repeating it again and again, making a mountain line. And if you repeat a curvy line up down this way, it will make a wavy line. So just we will learn the names, and we can see few examples, and that's it. So as I just shown, we will start with the first one as the mountain line. So you can mark the name mountain line and make a proper slanting line on either side like this way. You can do it regular way like this, or when you are teaching the kid, you can mark two lines on the top and bottom, so that they and put dots also initially, and after that they can copy, and then they can slowly practice and make it proper. Like this way you can mark lines for them initially. And this is a regular line. Okay, this is a regular mountain line. Because all the lines are equal, make sure to make it all the lines equal when you are making the knots also, and when you are teaching them also, try to make it all equal. So the mountain line, as the name, it looks like a range of mountains, so the name mountain line. So the next one is the wavy line, or before that we will just learn about the zigzag line. Whenever the mountain line, as I said, the mountain line is a regular line, because every lines are equal, the slanting is equal, everything is equal over here. But in zigzag line, whenever it is an irregular mountain line, it can be a zigzag line. Okay, so you can start either way. If one of the line can be lengthy, the angle can be different, everything can be done this way. and that's a zigzag line. Okay, so the mountain line and then the zigzag line. Okay, so these two are the another more, another two lines we can practice. Okay, so for this zigzag line can be used for a range of grasses. When you are drawing grasses and all, you can do the zigzag line, but you can also add some curvy lines here. Okay, and for doing the hair lines, like when you are drawing a kid, the hair on its face can be shown using this zigzag line. Okay, so let me just show you example. So this is a grass shoots. I'm making it in the form of a zigzag line, and some lines I'm making it a bit curvy also, just okay, like this way. And then the hairline, if you make a face, a random circle I'll show you, and the hair part they can make it in the way of a zigzag line. So this part also forms the hairline, and the zigzag line is used for making the hairline. So whenever you are drawing any picture to teach your kids, but if any area this kind of lines coming, you can recognize and make them notice that, or you can simply ask them to do zigzag line and try to find more examples with that. Okay, so this all kind of activities can be given in your session. So for a 15 minutes they can think about each example for each lines, and later you can explain and all. Okay, so that is over. Now we will move to the wavy line. As the name indicates, it resembles a wave or a water areas and all. We will be drawing roughly using this wavy line. Okay, so that's why the name wavy line, and it's a two curvy lines combined together. And it can be long wave or short wave. Okay, so I will make some flat waves like this way. This is a long, and some of them narrow together. These are called short waves as well. So all these kind of lines can be categorized under the wavy line. Okay, so these all are the wavy lines. You can mark it, and it's all the three above are regular wavy lines, and the last one is an irregular wavy line, because it's a mixture of a long waves and the short waves together. Okay, so that's all about the wavy line, and the examples you can just not as the waves or anything. Okay, so and find more examples, and or ask the kids to find more examples and add on the knots. Okay, so and all these things not need for the kids to note down, just the lines they can practice, and just give the name. Okay, not the descriptions or examples or anything. They don't need to note it down, but you can note it down for your reference in the future, and practice it. All the lines should be practiced very well, so that it will be easy for us to recall, and also the practicing of these lines make your picture more better. Okay, so then eighth one is a cloud line. You can note down it, and the cloud line is again the repetition of a curvy line, but the matter is it will be in one direction only. So you can see that all the curves are facing towards up this way. Okay, it's not the mixture of two, just one line only, but it can be on the other direction also, but the repetition will be coming in that direction only. So this is also another cloud line, and as the name indicates, the example can be a cloud itself. You can draw a nice cloud, and both these are regular cloud lines. While drawing a normal cloud, use some irregular cloud lines and make it in the shape of a cloud, like in an oval shape you can make it. So that is the example for the cloud line, and the cloud shape is completed. Okay, so that's all about the cloud line. So 8 lines we have completed. All have noticed it and hope you all understand it well as well. So the ninth one is a castle line. As the name indicates, this line after doing it looks resembles for a castle. That's why it's called a castle line, and it can be also called a step up line or a step down line also. Okay, so I'll show you the line, then you will understand. It's a combination of horizontal and vertical line. Horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical. Like this way it will go. And why it's called a step up line? Because from horizontal to vertical to horizontal it becomes like a step up, and again from that horizontal to down it's coming. This part is step up and then it coming down. It should call like a step down line, so it can be called step up or step down. Either way you can call it. And it's also called a castle line because this is mostly used for the castles. While drawing a sand castle or a proper castle, we will be using this line. Okay, so you can teach them this line, and for the example you can make them practice the drawing of a castle. And maybe I can also share the worksheet for that, or I'll share the proper drawing video of that for your practice, and keep that and make them also practice. Okay, teach them how to do that and use it as the example for the castle line. All right. So these all were the most commonly used or most important lines. Again, the first four are the most important lines. The next till nine we can mark it as another set of important lines. And here onwards, the 10, 11, and 12 kind of like simple lines which we are keeping random names according to our convenience, and all these all are not a very proper lines and all. Okay, so now it's a 10th line is a mouse ear line. That is a combination of a curvy and a horizontal line this way. So wherever you feel like maybe the edge of a spiral bind paper or a cheese and etc can be drawn using this mouse ear line, because the ears on the top, I mean that curves on the top look like the ears of a mouse. That's why the name is here. That's not so important line. Why we are practicing all these lines is to improve the fine motor skill. Okay, so this is going to help you with your studies and your brain development, etc. So you can practice it either way. So the next one is a loop line. So it will start and continues to make a lot of loops. So it will be making loops this way. Okay, so either way you can make it either up or down. All right, so the 12th one, that is quite a little bit important thing. That's a spiral. It's like a hybrid or like a transition from line to shape you can see in the spiral. So spiral is kind of an important thing line. Okay, so you have to make lines curvy, curvy, curvy without connecting the tips, and you will get a spiral line. Okay, so the spirals are you need to practice a lot of spirals as well, because it's definitely going to help you with the with your flexibility of hands and all. Okay, other than mouse ear line, loop line and all, these lines are also there called dash lines, dot and spot lines, and kind of a lot of informal lines are there. And it's not so important, but if you can collect a numerous number of lines and all, you can, and you can teach the kids as well. But it's not so important to name them all, because it's all are informal and we can just call it the name that comes in our mind. Okay, So coming back to the spiral, this is the way we make the spiral, and it can be of any size. You can make it smaller. Also, you can start from the outside and come inside. This way you can increase, you can add as many loops you want. Anyhow, you can continue it and make it like a nice spiral. Okay, so that is the last line we are learning today. So as the name indicates, the spiral is kind of a transition from lines to shape. The shape we will be taking up on the next session because it's quite a lot as of now. So that's it. So for the spiral, you can give example of a snail. All right, so I want all of you to practice all these lines. Make a proper knot first, practice it on another sheets, and once you're starting the class, you can teach the kids all this line when they are starting with the beginners basics, and keep them practice as well. And that's it. And also while practicing, when you're making them practice, you can do it like the background filling of your picture, like whatever you are drawing, the backgrounds, when you are making them color the entire background, it will be boring for them. So each line you can make use of them to fill the background. Like you can use spirals, or you can use zigzag lines, or anything you can tell them to fill the background. Then it will be a practice session for them as well. Plus, it will be easy for them as well. It will be fun as well. Okay. So this way, some logic can be used, and some ideas you can put to make your own sessions more comfortable and happy for the kids. All right. So that's all about the line session today. We are completing that much only. Okay, so we learned about the lines properly, the terms and meaning of the line we learned, and we introduced to the 7 elements of art as well, and each name of the line, and probably the examples for each one of them, and everything we have looked into it. And that's it. So what you have to do is make a proper knot, practice all the important lines, practice as much as possible. Maybe no need to take a new drawing sheet and all, just on newspaper or old magazine, whatever, wherever you can, just keep practicing. When maybe when you're watching TV or something, just keep practicing and make your lines more perfect. Okay, so that's it. Take care.